Hi, good evening, everyone. If you can hear my voice and if you can also see the screen, please type yes in the chat box. Great. We'll just start the session in a couple of minutes. It's 6:29 as of now. We'll just wait for one more minute and then we'll start it off. Okay, so let's just go with the session. So once again, good evening, everyone. So welcome to Speed Maths Mondays, right? So in today's class, the topic that we will be discussing is that will be about SAW and OS method. Don't worry, I'll be telling you what is that method in brief or what are that methods in brief later. So coming to me, my name is Kushal and I am the Training Excellence Manager at FacePrep, right? So let's just go with the first thing. So this session or all this Mondays. So like if you look at the whole thing here, right? So what is going to happen is we are actually starting a series of webinars for free so that we can help students in getting placed in the recruitment in the companies, right? So that is why what we thought is okay, we have to help students by giving the free webinars, and that here we are. So like if you look at the whole process of the recruitment, right? So usually what happens is the first round is the aptitude test, right? And in that we have couple of sections over there. It's like quantitative aptitude. We will be having logical reasoning. We'll also have verbal ability. So all that stuff. Also we'll be having programming, right? So coding, MCQs, right? So if you look at here, so in this on all these Mondays, okay, so in the complete month of January, we thought of helping you with some of the speed maths shortcuts. Okay, so every Monday, like we'll be having a session which will be going for around half an hour to 35 minutes, and that will be having the shortcuts of speed maths, which will be helping you in solving the question very easily, right? So it's like we are trying to create magic in the aptitude test. See, basically, if you look at an aptitude test, what happens is you have to be very quick while solving the question, right? Because you obviously will be getting very less time to solve one question, right? So on an average, I can say you'll be getting 1 minute or slightly more than 1 minute. But in most of the cases, there are also scenarios wherein you'll be getting less than 1 minute for one question. So if that is the case, the you have to be solving the questions very quickly. Okay. So Yogesh, yeah, so coming to your question, yeah, so today's class is all about speed maths. Okay, so in that again, not only today, so the whole month of this, I mean, every Monday of January, we'll be having speed maths shortcuts. In this session, we'll be having two shortcuts. One is SAW method and the other one is OS method. Okay. Now, if you look at a problem, so usually how do you approach a problem? How do you think you will be approaching a problem? You can maybe think of about it for a while and you can just let me know. You have a problem and you have to solve it. Okay, how do you actually approach a problem? Okay, super. Yeah, correct. Exactly. So what I can tell is, okay, I can basically divide this whole thing into three parts. Okay, so the first part is comprehension. That means whatever the question that is given, I'll first try to understand the question. Okay, I cannot directly blindly go with the question, right? So I have to understand what is the question, and then I have to check, okay, or I have to find out what can be the problem logic, okay. So how can I easily solve the question, or if I have two or three approaches, which one is the correct one, or which one is the appropriate one, or which one will be taking less time. That is what I have to understand there, right? That is the second thing that I should figure out. So once I understand the question, and once I figure out which logic should be used, so the next part is solving the question. Correct. Superb. So if you look at the solving part, or if you look at all the three parts, which part will be taking the most amount of time? Is it the first part, first step, second step, or the third step? Which step will be taking the most amount of time? Exactly, superb. So that is nothing but solving, correct. So understanding the question and problem logic, okay, will also take time, but compared to solving, so the remaining two will be taking less time, right? So that is what we'll be trying to look at, okay, because if you look at solving, so let's assume that there is a question and I am able to read the question, understand the question, find out the logic of the question and solve the question in maybe 1 minute or 1.5 minute, okay. So I can say that 70 percentage or maybe 75 percentage of the time will be going in solving only. Okay. Now again in that solving also, so the major part comes when it is all about calculations, right? So if I don't have calculations, or if I don't have complicated calculations, I can easily solve the question, right? So if I have maybe some multiplication, division and all that stuff, that might take time for me to calculate. Even if it is addition, subtraction, I can easily do it. But if it is multiplication or any other operation, it might slightly take time. Okay, so that is what we'll be solving in today's session. Okay, so how can we cut short that time? How can we cut short the time in the third step? Definitely, yes, the first step and second step might also take time. Okay, but the first thing, or the main focus will be about the third step over here. Okay, that is about solving, right? So let's not delay further, and then let's go to the first method in the session, that is about saw. Okay, so when I say saw, the name is very simple, that is split and work. Okay, so what happens is there'll be some numbers given. We'll try to split it in our convenient way, and then we will work on it. Okay, and then we'll try to like use the or maybe the like do the operation whatever that is required over there, right? So let's maybe first go with a simple question, and let's try to understand the how is the process and all. So here's the first question: find the value of 34 into 11. So this will be like looking very simple. Yeah, but you can let me know what is the answer. What is 34 into 11? And see, the major thing is, okay, so you might think, okay, I can easily use calculator and I can solve the calculations, right? But if you clearly look at the recruitment process, so there is only one company that will be allowing calculator in the exam, okay, that is TCS, and no other company will be allowing calculator. You have to be doing the calculations manually over there. Okay, Ritvik got the correct answer, super. What about others? Also, Muni Shekhar got the correct answer. Yeah, so here that is very simple. One way of solving is the conventional method that we have learned in childhood, that is 34 into 11. Okay, so I'll take 1 4 ja, okay, 3 ja, then again 3 and 4. So if I just add it, I'll be getting the value as 374, right? But here the values are pretty easy because it is 1 and 1. You're multiplying that with 1 and 1. That is pretty easy to solve. Okay. But if you go with some other random numbers, it won't be that easy. Okay. So that is why we will be going with the method called split and work. Okay. So as I said, we'll try to split the numbers in our convenient way. So 34 into 11 is there. Now I can just write this 11 as 10 plus 1. Okay, so in that case, it will be 34 into 10, which will be 340, and then 34 into 1, that will be 34. Okay, so this will be equal to 374, right? Now you can also think, okay, why should I split it like this only? I can also split it as 30 plus 4 into 11, right? Because 34 can also be written as 30 plus 4 into 11. Even this is okay, this is also still fine, right? Because again, as I said, multiplication with 11 is also pretty easy. So 30 into 11 will give you 330, and 4 into 11 will give you 44, so we can still easily say that the answer is 374, right? But this might not be, I mean, we might not be able to split in both the ways, or in both the numbers where every single time. Okay, here just because the numbers are pretty easy to do, okay, we were doing, but not every single time we can split both the numbers, right? But at least one number we can easily split. We can try to figure out how can we split easily, and then we can solve it. Okay, that is what we'll try to figure out in the later part. Okay, so the answer for this question is option B, 374. So let's go to the next question. So here the question is, we have to find out the value of 54 into 22. And guys, already as I said earlier, okay, so we will be having the like a couple of webinars on every Monday on about speed maths. Okay, now apart from speed maths, we'll also be having some other domain webinars on the other days. Okay, not on Mondays, but on other days. Okay, so to get all the notifications about all the webinars that will happen, that we will be handling, so please do click on the subscribe button and also the bell icon, so that whenever we have a YouTube live, you will get the notification instantly, and you can also watch that session without missing, right? Okay, so Praveen got the correct answer, and also Ritvik. Okay, super. So what we can do is, it is 54 into 22. Okay, so how can we split this? Exactly, I can split it as 54 into 20 plus 2. Okay, 22, we can write it as 20 plus 2. So 54 into 20. Okay, so we can just ignore that 0 for a while. So, and we can multiply 54 into 2. What is 54 into 2? That gives you 108, because we have 0 at last. So that will be 1080, plus now 54 into 2, which is nothing but again 108 only. So if I add both the values, that will be 1188. Okay, so the answer for this question will be option B, 1188. Superb guys, super great response. Yeah, let's go to the next question then. So what is the value of this question? I mean, the numbers over there, 45 into 28. Yeah, so 45 into 28, last 10 seconds. You have to be very quick, guys. See, if you take time for a calculation, obviously you will be taking so much time to solve a question, right? Because calculation will be just a part of a problem. Okay, it will not be the whole problem. Okay, Ritvik says 1260, also Chiranjeevi, Praveen. Fine. So how can we split this? How can we do the calculation over here? It is 45 into 28. Exactly. I can write that 45 into 28 as 30 minus 2. Okay, so after that it is nothing but 45 into 3 is what I have to multiply. What is 45 into 3? Yes, 45 into 3 is nothing but 135. Okay, and then we have 0 at last, so that is 1350. Okay, minus 45 into 2. 45 into 2 is nothing but 90. Okay, so after that, if I just subtract both, so 1350 minus 90, that will give me 1260. Right, so the answer for this question will be option A. So I guess you understood, okay, how to do the calculations. Now let's slightly increase the level of the questions, right? So let's go to the next one. And yes, if anyone is having any doubts at any point of time, please do feel free to drop your doubt in the chat box, so that I can reply, and I can also clarify the doubt. So here the question is 997 into 12. So we have to find out the value of 997 into 12. So you have got 15 seconds for this. So let's see how many of them will come up with the correct answer. Okay, Surya says 9972, but we don't have such option, right? Okay, Ritvik, 9970 and 997. Okay. Kirtana says 11964, which is option C. also Praveen, also Sakshi. So what we can do is here, so we can split this 997. See, I can also split it as 10 plus 2, but 997 into 10 is easy, but 997 into 2 and adding all that might be slightly taking much time, okay, and that might be again complicated. So instead, what we can do is we can split this 997 only, so that we can write it as 1000 minus 3 into 12. Right. So 1000 minus 3 into 12. So 12 into 1000 will be 12,000. And then 12 into 3 is equal to 36. So if I just subtract both, so that will be equal to 11964. So the answer for this question will be option C, 11964. Now, in the next slide, okay, you'll be having a calculation and you'll be getting 30 seconds for that. Okay, let's see how many of them will come up with the answer in 30 seconds. So here is the next question. So your time also started. Last 20 seconds. Last 10 seconds. Okay, Niharika got the correct answer. Superb. Fine. So how do we split this, or how do we solve this whole thing? So should we use calculator for this? Definitely not possible in an exam. Okay. Yeah, Praveen, Vaishnavi, and also Subhash got the correct answer. Also Venkat and Gautam. Okay, so see here. So what we can do is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 into 99. So the easiest number that will be like that we will be able to split is 99. We can write that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 like that only. And then we can just split that as 99 as 100 minus 1. Okay. So basically we have to multiply 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 into 100. And then we have to subtract that out of 1 2 3. I mean, I have to multiply that again with 1 and then I have to subtract both. So if I multiply that with 100, that becomes 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 double 0 minus 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Okay, so if you calculate this, you will be getting the value as what? Exactly, so you'll be getting the value as 1 2 2 2, that is 7 twos will be there, then 3 ones. So basically you'll be getting option C. Okay. So if you understand the whole process that we have did till now, okay. So we were trying to I mean, split the or maybe convert the whole complicated multiplication into a simple addition or subtraction. Okay. In some of the cases it will be addition. In some of the cases it will be subtraction. Even here, this is, I mean, it actually takes so much time to calculate. If you go with maybe normal multiplication, if you take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, if you multiply that with 19, if you normally do it, it will take time. But if you split it like this will actually take less time because I have to subtract this number and this number. So subtracting these two numbers will be pretty easy and I can easily get the answer over there, right? So the answer for this question is option C. So this is the first method in today's session, that is saw, that is split and work. Not only this, okay, so whenever you see some numbers, whenever you have to do some calculation, you have to think, okay, how can I actually do it in less time? Okay, which method will be taking me less time to calculate that whole thing? And then you have to work on it and then you have to do the whole calculation over there, right? So that is what the first method was. So let's step into the next method, that is Oz method. Okay, now I'll not tell you what is Oz method by just maybe a definition. I'll just give you a question. Okay, let's see how many of them will come up with the answer and also the method. So here is the question. So you have to find the value of 432 into 5. So what is 432 into 5? Okay, exactly. Superb. So 432 into 5 is nothing but what? So if I normally multiply, that is 5 twos are will be 10, 5 threes are 15. So 1 carry 16 again. So 1 carry. So 5 into 4 is 20 plus 1, 26. Sorry, 21, right? Now, will we be calculating it like this? Or can we maybe do it in maybe a shortcut or in less time? Yes, superb. So instead of multiplying it like this, what we will be trying to do is we have to multiply 432 into 5, but I'll just write this 5 in other terms. Okay, I'll just write this 5 as 432 into 10 by 2. If I just multiply, if you look at 10 by 2 is also same 5, right? So the value of 10 by 2 is also again 5. So instead of multiplying that with 5, what will I do is I'll just multiply that with 10 and then I'll just divide that with 2. Okay, so if you look at this thing, instead of multiplying with 2, dividing with 2 will be pretty easy job. So 2 ones are, 2 twos are will be 4, and then 2 ones are again, then again 12 will be the remainder. So 2 six are. So 216 into 10, that will be 2160. So yes, we can also split it as 400 plus 30 plus 2 into 5. But again, that will be slightly complicated than this, right? So you have to, as I said already, you have to figure out which method will take you less time. You might have 2 or 3 methods in your mind, but you have to figure out which method will take you less time by looking at the numbers over there, and then you have to come up with the process over there. So for the next question, okay, so you'll be having 30 seconds again. So that is again multiplication with 5 only. Let's see how many of them will get the correct answer. Last 15 seconds. Okay, time up. Yeah, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 into 5. So again, what we can do is we can do the same thing that we have learned. Okay, so Raji Krishna says C and also Chiranjeevi says C. Okay. Yeah, also Praveen and Munishekar. Fine. So let's see how to do this. Superb, guys. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 into 5. So we can do the same thing. We can just write that 5 as 10 by 2. So that becomes 10 by 2. So we can multiply this with 10 later. See, multiplication with 10 or 100 or any number will be very easy. See, that is what OS method is. When I say OS method, OS method is nothing but multiplication. I mean, we'll try to convert that number into whatever the number that is given here into zeros. Okay, so OS is basically we are just trying to amplify it as zeros because zeros are very easy to multiply with. Okay, that is I can easily multiply that with 10, 100, 1000, 10,000, whatever, right? So that is why we'll just try to check whether can I split that number or can I write this number in any form so that it will be multiplication of tens or maybe multiplication of zeros. Okay, so we can just ignore this 10 for the later part. So if you look at this one, so I can just take it as 2 6 then after that it will be 2 1s so 17 14 will be the remainder, so 2 7s then again 2 2s so 16 will be the remainder. So 2 8s are. Then again 7 is there. So 2 3s are. So 18 will be the remainder. So 2 9s are. So I can say that the answer is 61728390. So the answer for this question will be option C. So let's look at the next question. Now let's again check, can we write this any of the numbers into the form of zeros, okay, and can we simply multiply the numbers? Can we solve the calculation in less time? So that is 836 into 25. Okay, last 5 seconds. Fine. So what we can do is see if you remember for exactly Akash, super. So it's correct. So what we can do is for 25, so we can just write it as 100 by 4. yes, I have to multiply 836 into 25, but I can also write 825 as 100 by 4. That will also give you same 25 again. So instead of multiplying that with 25, so I can just divide that with 4 and then multiply that with 100. So if I just divide this with 4, so 4 ones are, 4 twos are, okay, then after that, what is the remainder over there? So remainder is 3. So what we can do is we can take a 0 over there. So that will be 0 and then 36 will be there. So 4 nines are. So the answer will be 20900. So the answer is option D. So here we are just trying to split this 25, or we're just trying to write that 25 as 100 by 4. So let's go to the next one. Again, next question, again, you have to multiply that with 25. Okay, that will be slightly big number and you'll be having 30 seconds for that question. So here we go. Last 20 seconds. Last 5 seconds. Uday, okay, I just saw your question. Sorry for that. Yeah, why 0 between 2 and 9? See, usually when you do the normal division, okay, so you have only 3 over there and you're dividing that with 4, right? So you cannot take a quotient over there. You have to take 0 as a quotient. Only then the second number will come down. I mean, the last number will come down. So that becomes 36 over there. That is the reason we have taken 0. Okay, so Raji Krishna says A, Padmavati says A, Indu says A, Praveen A, okay, Chiranjeevi A, and also Deepika A. Okay, fine. Superb, guys. That is correct. So again, what we can do is it is 1, 3, 5, 7, 2, 4, 6, 8 into 25. Okay, so we can again do the same thing: 1, 3, 5, 7, 2, 4, 6, 8 into 100 by 4. So let's again divide. So 4 ones are, 4 threes are will be 12. So after that 15 will be the remainder. So again 4 threes are, so this time 27 will be the remainder. So I can take, sorry, 37 will be the remainder, my bad. So I can take 9 over here. So if I take 37 and 9, so 4 nines are 36. So that will be again 12 remainder. So I can take 3s are 12. Okay, so after that we have 4. So 4 ones are 4, again 6 we have. So again 4 ones are 4, 2 will be the remainder, and here we have 8. So that becomes 28. So 4 sevens are 28. So we have to multiply that with two zeros at last. So the answer will be 339311700. So the answer is option A. Okay, so let's go to the next one. So this time you have to multiply that with 125. So 168 into 125 is what we have to do. So let's see how many of them will come up with the correct answer. And also let's, you can also tell me how did you get the correct answer? I mean, which approach did you follow? Last 10 seconds. Okay, so what we can do is for 125, so again we'll just try to split this 125. So 168 into 125 is there. So I can just split this as, correct, superb Akash. So I can just split this as 1000 by 8. Okay. Yes, Raji Krishna, the answer is correct. Super. So I'll just split this as 1000 by 8. Okay. So after that, I'll just divide that with 8. So 8 twos are 16 and 8 ones are 8. So that is 21 and 3 zeros should be added at last. So that should be 21,000. Super, guys, correct. So now again, let's go to the next question. So same drill again. So you'll be having a question and you have to multiply that with 125 and you'll be having 30 seconds. So here we go. Last 20 seconds. Last 10 seconds. Okay, time up. Okay, Kiran says B. Okay, Munishekar says A. Fine. So let's look at the same thing again. So what we can do is we know that when it is 125, you have to multiply that with 1000 and then divide that with 8. So 64, 648162 432 into 1000 by 8. So let's take this 8 ones are. So 8 eights are will be 64. Okay, so after that 8 ones are 8. Okay, so after that again. So here if you look at that, it is 1. So again, I cannot directly take that 1. I mean, I cannot take any quotient. So it will be 0 that will get. Okay, so then it becomes 16. So 8 twos are 16. So again, we will be having a remainder of 2. So again, we cannot do the process. We have to take a 0. So then it becomes 24. So that becomes 3 times. So let's again, if you look at that next, it will be 3. We cannot do the process, so it will be 0. So if I take 0, it becomes 32. So 8 fours are 32. So then I have to multiply that with 3 zeros. So the answer will be 81020304000. So the answer will be option C. So this is what Oz method is. Okay, I'll also tell you some of the other values. I mean, if you look at 5, okay, we already discussed that 5 is nothing but 10 by 2. We can like split 75 as 300 by 4. Okay, and if you look at 25, we have discussed already, that is 100 by 4. 50 it is 100 by 2. 125 it is 1000 by 8, and 375 it is 3000 by 8. You can quickly take the screenshot of this, and this will actually help you in solving the calculations whenever we have. So basically OS method is nothing but whenever we have some numbers, we'll try to check if we can write it in any forms of zeros. Okay, so that it will be very easy for us to calculate the whole thing. Okay, so that is what OS method is all about. So if you have any questions, you can please drop your questions in the chat box. Okay, so coming to the next thing, so there was one time link that was floated in the chat box about WhatsApp groups. We'll also be posting the link again in the chat box. So you can join our Face Prep WhatsApp group. Okay, so what will happen in the WhatsApp group is we'll be having some daily knowledge bites about the, I mean, which are related to placement, and we'll also be sharing the latest recruitment updates, right? And there'll also be like quizzes, and also there'll be like information about the webinars, okay, that will be handled by us. So whenever you have a webinar, you'll also be getting a message over there and all that. And let's not worry about, okay, will that group get spammed and all with any of the messages? No, that will not be, because the groups are admin only post in nature. So definitely you'll not be having any spam messages. You'll be having only the messages related to knowledge, right? So you can also look at the links in the chat box. Okay. Okay. Gopi Krishna says, sorry, Kiran says, please tell us about upcoming placement drives. Kiran, yeah, so that is what, if you join our WhatsApp groups, whenever we have any recruitment updates, definitely we'll also be sharing that in the WhatsApp groups. So that is one best way to get the information. Okay. Also, please, as already said earlier, please do subscribe to our Face Prep channel, okay, on YouTube as well as on Instagram, right? So because you'll be having some useful informations, and as already said, we'll be having some sessions that will be happening, that is YouTube live. So whenever we have YouTube live, if you click on the bell icon now, so you'll also be getting the instant notifications whenever we do a session, and you can watch the session without, or you can like attend the session without missing, right? So that is one thing. So please do subscribe, and also please do share it with your friends, and even they will get benefited, right? If you're already in a WhatsApp group of like, then you need not join, right? So that is not, I mean, it is not required. Vinayak, yes, we'll also be having some free sessions about coding as well in the later part. Okay, so as already said, to get the information about any webinar that we handle, you can please subscribe, and please click on the bell icon, and you'll be getting the notifications. Yeah, if anyone is having any doubts about any of the like two methods that we have discussed or anything else, you can also please post it in the chat box. Okay, looks like no doubts or no questions. Fine. So thank you everyone for attending the session, and please do, as already said, okay, please do like attend all the sessions that we handle, so that you'll be having some useful information which are required to crack the placements. So thank you everyone, and let's meet in the next sessions.